Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Thank you, Jim. Hey, everybody. Welcome to New York City. We are in Herald Square. This actually used to be a roadway, but they closed it off years ago because so many people got injured in front of Macy's. There is a mask mandate in New York, so every time I go inside, I'm gonna have to wear a mask, and I might be a little muffled, but I don't plan on going inside that often on this live stream. But let's take a walk around. I'm on my phone. I'm not using my normal camera because I won't be able to go indoors and stuff with that. So I'm on my phone. If it's a little jittery, that's why. It's handheld. But you can see they have some beautiful displays already. Most of the window displays during Christmas time in New York City don't really display merchandise. They display themes. Some of them have merchandise. And as you can see, it's noon here in New York City and it's pretty crowded. We're gonna sneak into Macy's. Hey Pac-Man, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. As you can see, Macy's always goes overboard with their decorations. The store looks beautiful, as always. Let's take a walk down the beauty aisle. Who knows what they call the main aisle in retail stores? Any retailers out there? The main aisle is always called the drive aisle. I just got a phone call, but I turned it off. So Macy's is like, I don't know, 8 or 9 stories high. They also have a cellar, which is where their food court is, and a couple other departments. And during this video, a lot of people don't realize that this channel started as a New York City channel. And I have a lot of videos on places like Macy's and some of the places we're going to be passing today. So I'm going to be mentioning those videos in case you guys are interested. Of course, it's a little self-promotion too, but a lot of you guys don't realize how many New York City videos I have on this channel, and I'm hoping to make some more now that this whole pandemic thing is, well, I guess it's starting up again, but so my plan here is to just leave Macy's, go out through the 34th Street exit. We'll catch a couple more window displays. We'll head up 34th, 1 block, and that'll be 5th Avenue, and that's where most of this video is going to be on, is on 5th Avenue.
I'll hit you.
If I miss a couple of your chats, that's only because I'm going up and downstairs and opening doors, but hopefully I'll catch most of them. Any plans on visiting PA casinos? I've been in PA casinos, I just never vlogged from them before. Yeah, I guess maybe this summer I'll take a trip and maybe spend 2 or 3 days up there. I'm very familiar with the Poconos and that area. I also wanted to check out Connecticut casinos like Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun, and hopefully I'll be able to do that this spring. I also have a trip planned for Vegas in March. I'll be at the Palazzo. I got a nice buy on that. This is 34th Street. No miracles here right now. Just a lot of traffic. Let's take a look at some of these windows. Hi, Autumn. Boston Encore was beautiful. Boston's another city. I haven't been to Boston, seriously, in like 20, 25 years. It's a beautiful city. I'd like to return, not just for the casinos, but just to go as a tourist and enjoy the city. There's so much there to enjoy. So along 34th Street, they used to have decorations in these windows. Now they're just well decorated with garland, but there's really not much as far as theming going on here. I'm going to mention this a couple times during this video. This video is going to last until I reach Columbus Circle, which is pretty far distance as far as on foot, or my camera battery or my phone battery runs out, whatever comes first. I do have a backup battery, but that's more or less I'm going to hold for emergency purposes. But it's a pretty good phone and I haven't had issues with it. I just don't know how long it's going to last on a live stream like this, which is one of my longest live streams. I'm sure it's going to be one of my longest. This hole in the ground here, this subway, is the one that I just came out of.
Yeah.
And there's a big building in front of us. Maybe some of you can recognize it. Actually, I think most of you can. The Empire State Building. And again, that's another video on this channel made about 2 years ago. It's a really good video if you ask me, if I may say so myself. By the way, we're back in front of Macy's, back by Herald Square. We're going to cross 6th Avenue, and because we're heading east, after 6th, we'll come 5th. If we were heading west, it would be 7th. Duh!
There's a guy over there across the street.
All right, I'll get it.
At least there's no snow. That's right, Autumn. Actually, it is, I'm going to say 60 degrees today. It's a beautiful day here in the city. Not your typical December day.
My girlfriend's
Every once in a while, I'm going to stop to try to read some of this chat. Let's see. Jim, hey Jeff, thanks for all your videos. You have helped a lifelong Jersey guy find some good spots ever through the years. Thank you, Jim. Just want you guys to know that I really enjoy doing this. And yeah, I enjoy your comments as well, but I think we both have a good time checking out the channel every once in a while. And again, we're on 34th, heading up to 5th. 5th used to be very well known for their Christmas window displays. Unfortunately, Lord & Taylor went out of business right before the pandemic. I'm going to say about 2 years ago. And they were known for their displays. And I know the building is empty right now, so I don't know if it's boarded up or if it's just black windows. We'll find out as we pass it. But once we get to Rock Center, and I'll give you guys the itinerary in a second. Once we get to Rock Center, right across the street is Saks Fifth Avenue, of course on Fifth Avenue. And they are definitely open, and they're also known for their displays, so we're going to check those out as well. We're looking at the base of the Empire State Building. A lot of people don't know this, but the Empire State Building, since it's been built, the window frames are red. Now you can see that down. Oh, Pac-Man with a super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And yeah, I could use a cup of coffee. Thanks so much, Pac-Man. I really appreciate that. The windowsills are red, and it's a small detail that no one realizes, but it's red all the way up to the tippity top. The only time you really notice it is if you're here on ground level or when the sun hits it in the morning and in the afternoon. Then all the windows kind of have a red tint to them. And that was the goal of the red windowsills. And like I said, it's been built, I think it was built in 1929. I could be wrong. I'll have to watch that old video of mine. But when it was built, they had that in mind and said all the windowsills have to be red. Pac-Man again, thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate that. Next block is 5th. We'll be making a left, heading uptown. Everything we're doing today for you non-New Yorkers is in Midtown as opposed to downtown and uptown. Everything today is in Midtown. So my agenda is to start off in Herald Square, which we did, make a left on 5th, check out some of the windows. Again, Lord & Taylor is 1 or 2 blocks up the street here when we make our left, but they're closed. So I think the first thing we're going to hit that I really want to check into is the New York Library with the 2 famous lions out front, Patience and Fortitude. Those lions were named during the Depression. And forgive me, I have no idea who the president was during the Depression, but I think he named those lions Patience and Fortitude for people to be optimistic about the future. Once we get to the library, we're going to go behind it, and behind it is Bryant Park. This is 5th Avenue. We're going to check out Bryant Park. There's a skating rink there, or there should be. I haven't been here during the Christmas season this year. And there's also a little village of crafters and some food places. And we'll check that out. Then we'll head back up to 5th, which is where we are now. Continue north to Rockefeller Center. Of course, we'll check out the Christmas tree and the skaters there. Maybe walk up a block and check out Radio City. Sidewalks are crowded. Right across from Rock Center is Saks Fifth Avenue. We'll check out those windows. Also in that area is St. Patrick's Cathedral. Security in St. Patrick's is extremely tight. I mean, they have metal detectors, they go through your bags and stuff, and I'm just not set up as a live streamer. If I just had my regular recording camera, I could go in, but as a live streamer, I've got wires around me and everything else. it's just not conducive to going through a security check. So we'll see what it looks like. We'll definitely go outside of St. Patrick's. We'll continue north past Trump Plaza, which is another very heavily secured area. We'll check out a couple more windows, and then we'll head to the plaza, which is where 5th Avenue meets Central Park. And we'll try to go into the plaza. I don't think that's going to be an issue. We'll walk around there. I joked in yesterday's post that we'll be looking for Kevin from Home Alone. But the plaza is beautiful this time of year. Everything's beautiful this time of the year in New York. But hopefully we'll get inside. They have a nice food court downstairs. Not your typical food court, a very high-class food court. We'll check that out. And then we'll cross the street and go into Central Park and check out Woolman Rink, which will be our 3rd skating rink, believe it or not, of the day. I love Central Park. It's one of my favorite areas in the world. I'd like to have my ashes scattered in Central Park someday. And we'll walk west on the edge of Central Park until we come to the Columbus Circle Market, which is a yearly market. There's one in Columbus Circle. There's one in, I was going to say Herald Square, Union Square. And if those videos, again, are a couple years old, but they're on my channel if you want to check them out. Maybe along the way we'll pick up a dirty water hot dog. I can't really go into a restaurant while I'm live streaming and live stream. Let me see if I can. Autumn wants to know, does the crowd feel different between New York and Vegas? I've only been to Vegas out of, I'm sorry, I'm reading and walking. I should really stop. Hang on, Autumn. Does the crowd feel different between New York and Vegas? I've only been to Vegas out of the two, but it seems like the crowd in New York would feel different, if that makes sense. It does make sense. A couple things they have in common are the tourists. New York City does get a lot of tourists from around the world, so does Vegas. The big difference is most of the people you meet all year long in New York City are native New Yorkers or from New Jersey, Connecticut. It's just a huge metropolis, and New Yorkers, I don't know, hard to describe. We're a tough bunch, and we're told we have a New York attitude, which some people equate to a bad attitude, but that's not true. This is a tough city. We put up with a lot of BS in the city, especially terrorism, which I really don't want to get into that right now, but it's a tough city, and I'm sure Vegas has their issues too. So most of these people here aren't on vacation, let's put it that way. They're here to either do a little sightseeing, but they're local, or they're here to go to work. Vegas, they're all on vacation. If that makes any sense. Just like you asked on your question, does this make any sense? Autumn, hanging on. You're a sassy New Yorker for sure. Kidding. Thank you, Autumn. Where are we? You know what? I'm watching the chat and walking, and I don't even know what we're looking at, so let me get my... Let me get my feel for where I am right now. By the way, you don't cross streets in Las Vegas. You go over them. In New York, you cross them. And as you can see, it's quite an experience. And it could be deadly. So we passed Lord and Taylor because I could see the library coming up. I was too busy chatting, but that's no big deal because it was closed anyway. But we're coming up to the library, and that's the second leg of this live stream. These COVID testings, the tents are set up all around the city. There's one every other block pretty much. It's free, and you can get COVID tested here. From what I understand, the new strain of COVID, Omicron or whatever it's called, doubled in the state of New York over the past week. So things are going to start toughening up around here. Again, there is a mask mandate. You don't need one outdoors, but you do need one on mass transit, inside buildings, and yeah, it looks like things are going to get worse again before they get better. I don't know if we're ever going to kick this. So here we are, New York City Library. Down that way is Bryant Park. We're going to check it out. But first we're going to say hi to Patience and Fortitude. Every time I pass them, I can't pass them without saying hi to them. I used to know which was which. I no longer know which one's Patience and which one's Fortitude. But again, there's a New York City Library video on the New York channel. And in that video, I know which is which. And the funny thing is, they were always called Patience and Fortitude. One was a male and one was a female. But then they had a zoologist, I guess you call them. And they realized that both of these lions are female, the way they were sculpted. So much for that. But here we are, New York Public Library. This building is beautiful. I'll give you a close-up of Patience or Fortitude. I'm not sure which one. And my goal is this spring and summer to hit New York City a lot more like I used to. No, I'm not going to forget Vegas and Atlantic City and even Orlando. But I do want to hit New York City a lot more. I love this city. And I'll probably do some more live streams as well. We're going to head to the back of the library. Coming up here is 42nd Street, the famous, iconic, notorious 42nd Street, where you can meet those dancing feet. We're entering the theater district right now. And the theater district, another video on this channel a couple years ago. But we're going to head down 42nd. And head into Bryant Park. Let me see how many of you people are still with me. 15, 16. I realize most of the people who watch the New York channel are looking for casinos and hotels, but I don't expect a huge turnout right now on these New York videos, and that's okay. I'm having a good time, and I hope the people who are watching are having a good time as well. I'm going to stop for a moment and check the chat. Jim, it's like the episode of The Sopranos in Chinatown, Jeff. Yes. Jeff, what are some go-to pizza places around New York City? Actually, we're going to pass a pizza place when we get to Rock Center that I really like. I forgot the name of it, but Ray's is known for pizzas here in New York City. And there's a lot of Ray's imitators. Christian says, I love the Christmas Village in Bryant Park. Well, Christian, you're in luck. That's where we're heading right now. Right up the street here. New York Public Library, 125 years old. Not too many cities in this nation can say anything is 125 years old. Hey there. See? New Yorkers are friendly. Either that or she's from someplace else. This Grace building with the big slope always used to impress me when I was a child. How they could build something like that.
I love living like my man. You got my good side, right?
Got it, dude. But today, there's so many other marvels of architecture that seems like nothing, but it still fascinates me. I always wondered if the rain just like ran off the bottom and soaked people. All right, welcome to Bryant Park. I have a food vendor here. We're gonna head into Bryant Park. Lots of foot traffic. Another issue I have using my phone is I really can't keep an eye on my battery, but again, I should be okay. So let's just get our bounds here for a second. This is the Christmas Village in Bryant Park. This is the back of the New York Library. And this is the Christmas Village. There's a skating rink here. We'll check it out. Lots of little stores.
By the end of it, I don't think it was easier.
Some cool backpacks. By the way, knowing this is going to be a long live stream, I don't expect everyone to watch the whole thing. But if it goes well and I have no issues as far as copyrights are concerned, it'll be on the channel probably Monday, where you can watch it in pieces if you want.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I think it's going to be too.
There's more stores here than I remember, so. This tent here is a place where you can dine and wine. Really cool stores. And again, as you can imagine, I need to watch where I'm going, so I will stop every once in a while to read the chat. If I don't immediately acknowledge you, it's because I'm busy watching my footing here. William Cullen Bryant, that's who this park is named after. And again, the back of the New York Public Library. There's a tree there. That's not the tree, but it's a Bryant Park tree. And the skating rink is right on the other side. We'll check it out. It's a Bryant Park Grill here. It's a great restaurant. Indoors and outdoors. And as you can see, lots of people dining outside today. I'm used to holding my camera in one position, so my phone seems to be looking up a lot because it has to be held in a different position. But you can see lots of people outdoor dining. It's a beautiful day here in the city. It should be cold, windy, and snowing, and it's not, so that's always a good thing. And I used to be able to get up to those windows and show show you the inside, but I can't do that today because of all these people dining outside. You can see the tent that was built during COVID, and something tells me that might stay there for a couple more years. Lots of street performers in New York City. All right, let's check out the skating rink. First, I'll pause on the side here and check out the comments. I was just about to say, if I were you, I would have already needed several breaks from walking, but I'm literally eating a burger right now, so what can you do? I'm a walker, so lately my knees, I should say, have been giving me issues, or just one knee. I went to the doctor, and he told me it was arthritis, and which was very depressing. I said, "Oh God, I'm really getting old," and he says, "Not really, because children get arthritis too. And it's really nothing to be concerned about. Keep walking, do whatever you can do." And again, I love walking, so I'm gonna continue to do that. It's kind of crowded in here, so give me a second. Here we are at the skating rink. And the Zamboni's out. My timing's always horrible. For those of you non-hockey fans, Zambonis are the machine that makes ice smooth for skaters. Zambonis come out every third in hockey. And apparently they come out at, 12:30 at Bryant Park. So we'll check out a couple more village shots here, and maybe they'll let some skaters on. That's the Winter Village. That's where the skaters rent their skates. And this tent is always here. This was here before COVID. It's a great place for adult beverages, some snacks, some soft drinks if you prefer that. I love this park. You know what? About 20 years ago, you couldn't walk through this park because of the crime. And I promised myself not to get into politics here while I was walking through New York City, but crime has gotten worse. Fingers crossed it's going to get better. That's all I'll say. But as you can see, Bryant Park, which was one of the worst areas of Manhattan, is still one of the nicest. How come it's grainy? That just might be my phone, Pac-Man. I mean, is it unwatchable or is it okay? It's not, I'm sure it's not the same quality as my videos, but. If it's unwatchable, I'll have to stop and see what I'm doing or how I can correct it. But if it's watchable, I'm cool with that as long as you guys are. These are mostly food vendors here. Of course, Pac-Man just gave me a $10 super chat, so I want to make sure the picture's perfect for him. Lots of prints. That print here is from when Rockefeller Center was being made. And a lot of people say that print was staged. I never got a definitive answer on whether it was or wasn't. But it just shows all the construction people close to 100 stories up, sitting on a beam eating lunch.
Dude, it's just like
This seriously, this is like a spring day here. Wise Malik, welcome. Most of you know Wise Malik. He's been here from the beginning of this channel. He probably does remember my New York videos. I don't know, this is supposed to be the Christmas video, but it's really spring-like here. We're gonna turn the circle here because there's a carousel, or there should be a carousel that I'd like to show you guys. Yeah, someday I'll purchase a streaming camera where I don't have to use my phone and it's a little clearer. Vlogging, folks, can be an expensive hobby. And like I said, I really enjoy doing it. That's why I do it. Certainly don't do it as a business because the plane fare and the hotels and food and everything else would, oh, look at this guy on the left. He's in the spirit. I do it because I love it. That's all. And there's the carousel. I have to pace myself because there's so much I want to see and do and show you guys today. I don't want to get stuck in one area too long. But I also don't want to rush. I'm trying to show you the things that are here during the holiday season that aren't here during the rest of the year. Because of course I have the rest of the year to cover those items. Pac-Man, Wise Malik eats up all the Easter eggs. That's true. Wise Malik is known for finding Mitzi the Rubber Ducky Showgirl, Clarice the Crown, the Joker, Cabby, who is in all my New York videos. Won't be in this one. I don't have any hidden mascots in my live streams. But Wise Malik certainly is the champ. Autumn, thank you so much for the super chat. You guys are really generous today with the super chats. I really appreciate that. Maybe I will buy myself a better streaming camera. Lots of shops here. Deborah, welcome Deborah Camacho. Kind of a newer viewer here on the New York channel. Been around for a couple months. And certainly one of the more popular ones now. Oh. I'm just rejecting all my phone calls right now. Deborah, welcome. Glad to see you made it. Deborah is a New Yorker herself. A very opinionated one. But I appreciate that. New Yorkers have their opinions and they like to express them. And I like to hear all your guys' opinions, bad or good. Nothing hateful, but bad or good. I always appreciate them.
I think he's probably expecting us to get him.
Let's check out this carousel. Yeah, it's hard to walk. It's not big, but it's very, very old. Some of these places I can't even pronounce. I'm so ignorant.
Got some pamphlets in every. But I realize.
And they're off. Okay, Autumn says, it happens sometimes with people I watch when they're in public. Maybe it's heavy usage or something, or not as strong of a connection. I don't think it's the connection, because I'm going off of AT&T here, not Wi-Fi. Pac-Man, how's your sports betting going? It was going really well. I haven't placed a bet in probably 3 weeks. There was a point, I don't know, about a month or two ago where I was placing several bets a day, small bets. I'm not a big sports bettor, and I was doing quite well, but I just got busy between work, this channel, and holiday season and everything. Haven't placed much bets, but of course with the hockey season coming to an end and football season coming to an end, I'll probably be doing more sports betting, and I'll keep you guys posted on it. Deborah, you're damn right about that. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see if we can get through this crowd. I'm going to eventually work myself back up to Fifth Avenue.
Want to do the tour?
I'm looking for a shortcut, and trust me, there is none. Anyway, there's a lot more to this Christmas village. I think you people get the vibe of it. There's a video on this channel, but although it was never this large, so I'm gonna have to do another video. But this will be gone in a couple of weeks. So we'll see what happens. Here we are in the back of the library again. We're gonna head back to 42nd Street. Well, let me show you guys this urban umbrella area. You can rent these globes. And have your own private party inside. On a day like today, they're called cozy igloos. On a day like today, really not that great because it's beautiful outside. But on a cold winter's day, these things are nice and toasty. And you become quite envious of the people inside. Oh, the skaters are out. Let's take a minute pause and check out the skaters. If my battery holds out, this is the first of 3 skating rinks you're going to see today. Hi, doggy. If I may say, the skaters here at Bryant Park run the gamut of extreme amateur to pretty good. Rockefeller Center, it costs a fortune. You better be good better be a good skater if you're going to pay those prices. And Woolman Rink, which is in the middle of Central Park, not the middle, but it will be in the middle of this video. It's in Central Park. Again, very similar to the Bryant Park skaters. Amateurs to really good ones. This is the first thing that feels Christmassy. All right. Let's head back to 42nd. It's the lodge. I've had a few cocktails here. The tree at Bryant Park always looks so sad, and I just think it's because there's a much more popular tree up the street, which is where we're heading. Deborah, I hate crowds, especially this time of year. This is not the place for you, Deborah, today. I don't know, you're starting to concern me, Deborah, about your feelings of New York City and the crowds and things like that. It's a beautiful city. If you don't like people, it's certainly not a great place to be.
Tonight we can walk around at night.
If you want a handicap, don't bet volume and money. Line dogs you'll have in there since juice is low. Pac-Man, I have no idea what you're talking about. Please clarify. Or as Ricky Ricardo would say, explain yourself. Deborah, you should get on the ice. No, I shouldn't. Deb is going to trade in the hustle and bustle for palm trees. That's what it sounds like. And, you know, to each his own. She grew up here, as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Deborah. You grew up here in New York City. And after so many years, some people just want to get away. I prefer to get away by taking short vacations. Some people want to get away for good. Autumn, I've been trying to get my husband to go on ice skating with me for years, and he just won't. He does almost everything, but I think he's scared of falling. Everyone's afraid of falling, but you really can't get hurt unless your fingers get chopped off by another ice skater when you fall. That's a good fear. Maybe you should question him about that. Deborah, I do love palm trees, Pac-Man. I've always had a love and hate relationship with the city. Yes, Queens girl here, born and raised. Speaking of Queens, if we go straight on 42nd Street all the way to the end, you'll come to Tudor City. There's actually a sign there, close to the UN building complex. And the Queens is right across the river from there. Pac-Man, I love New York City. Anthony, welcome. Today's a great day to be in New York City. I think I've said that 20 times so far. You're absolutely right. So we're heading back up to 5th. We're going to make a left, go up a couple blocks, and we'll come to Rockefeller Center. Again, on the left here is 42nd Street. I'm not used to long stream. I'm not used to streaming in general, but I'm certainly not used to long streams. So I'm looking for some kind of battery indicator on my screen, but it seems to have gone away since I started streaming. So my camera might just turn off. I don't think it will. I think we'll get through this entire video all the way to Columbus Circle without an issue. But if it ends abruptly, you know why. Here's the intersection of 42nd and 5th. Anthony just got here, LOL. Autumn, Jeff, do you know Ace of Vegas? Sure I do. He's got a Vegas channel, but he's from Brooklyn. I didn't know he was from Brooklyn. You'd never know that though. You're absolutely right, I just said that. He's not your stereotypical New Yorker. No, he's not. I do like his channel.
Times Square.
There are a lot of Vegas channels that I watch myself, and I try to give them shout outs when I can. Hog and Two Center, one of my favorites, but there's a bunch of them, and I should do a post with links of all the other ones that I like. Not too many Atlantic City vloggers though. I think in Vegas I'm a very small fish in a huge pond, and in Atlantic City I'm a big fish in a tiny pond. That's the way I see it. If you're just joining, these COVID testing tents are everywhere in New York City right now. Free, results in 15 minutes. So if you look up 5th, on the right-hand side of the street, you see those two steeples pointing up. That's St. Patrick's Cathedral, one of the most beautiful buildings in the world. I don't think we're going to be able to get inside while I'm live streaming. Heavy security. But I will say, there is a video on this channel if you want to see St. Patrick's Cathedral. You have to go back about 2 years and you'll see it. Beautiful building. And I'll probably go in there again when I'm not live streaming and just do a normal recording, which is the way I normally operate on this channel anyway. Pac-Man, 99% of sports bettors lose to the juice. VIG generally 110. Handicapping is impossible in 2012, but if you bet here and there and play mostly money line underdogs, you'll hang in there. Well, actually, that's what I do. I play money line bets when I go on Sportsbook. And I was doing pretty well. I had no reason to stop. I did find out, and this is a good heads up for those people interested in sports books, that if you join a app like FanDuel, which is the one that I have, and you give them your credit card number, you think nothing of just depositing $50 and then using that money to bet. But when you get your credit card statement, they charge you $15 because they consider that a cash advance. I had no idea. So that was kind of disappointing. I'm sure there's a way around that. Pac-Man, let us know. But other than that, I'd have to go to, if I'm using FanDuel, I'd have to actually go to Bally's in Atlantic City and deposit some money there. And it's really not that important to me. But we'll see. What a beautiful spring day we're having today in the city. True, Deborah. Deborah, you must be like, I don't know, no more than 5 miles away. I deposit with PayPal all the time, no fee. Oh, that's good to know because I have a PayPal account. See, I knew if I'd ask you, Pac-Man, you'd have the answer. Yes, Bally's is free to deposit or withdraw. That I know. I'm probably going to get a Dirty Water hot dog later, just to treat you non-New Yorkers to a hot dog cart here in New York City. Just 1 or 2 more blocks and we'll be at Rock Center and Saks Fifth Avenue. Saks Fifth Avenue always puts on a beautiful Christmas display. They're directly across the street from Rockefeller Center. So it's funny because You'll see a lot of people in Rockefeller Center at night, which is when Saks really comes to life. And then once the Saks show starts, which is probably every half hour, everyone runs out of Rockefeller Center and runs across the street to Saks. And when that show stops, everyone runs across the street and goes back to Rockefeller Center. It's hysterical. I'm sure the traffic cops don't find it hysterical, though. No, they don't find much hysterical around here. Someday I'm going to pull over one of those guys in the cart offering rides and ask him to take me to the Tropicana in Atlantic City. You guys can't smell the smells, but it actually smells incredibly good right now. Not something you hear often in New York City, but it smells really good. There's a lot of food going on around here. Autumn, where are you from? 80 degrees the other day. Just curious. It's got to be at least the low 60s right now in New York City. Oklahoma. Were you impacted or were you close to any of those storms? I hope not. I know you guys in the middle of the country have some crazy weather. The next street is 48th Street, and that's the beginning of Rockefeller Center. Rockefeller Center is several blocks. Takes up several blocks, I should say, and it's a huge complex, smack dab in the middle of Midtown. And all the buildings pretty much look the same. Very Art Deco. Can't really tell from the building here, but as you get into the interior of Rock Center, it's very Art Deco, as is most of the buildings here that were built in the 20s, obviously. And of course, as you get closer to Rock Center, the crowds build. Almost tripped. Someday I'm going to trip and everyone's going to say, that's what you get for walking with a camera in your hand. I just know it. And they're right. There's some Art Deco for you. At the base of the trees. So here we are. We're in the middle of Rock Center. We're going to make a left at the promenade, which is not the Link Promenade, but the Rockefeller Center Promenade, which is halfway up the block here. Across the street, beautiful Saks Fifth Avenue. This looks like the world's largest piñata. I don't know what that is. Interesting. Beautiful Saks. Maybe we'll stop in. What time is it? Oh, we're only an hour into this video. Yep. Maybe we'll stop into Saks. We'll just Browse the first floor real fast. They do a beautiful job inside and outside. And at night, this entire building just lights up to music. If you look closer, you can see it's dripping with lights. And it's all synchronized, and all that green garland lights up. It's beautiful. You can see the windows across the street too. We'll definitely go across the street and check out Saks. But first, let's make a left and check out the promenade here at Rock Center. And again, across the street, beautiful St. Patrick's Cathedral. It's here! People turn the corner, they see the tree, they're like, oh my God, it's here! These Herald angels they never change. They're here every year. And there's no reason to change them. It's beautiful. At night, this all lights up beautifully. Lots of shopping here. Autumn, I was born in California, raised in Oregon. I'm not an Okie by any means, but it's cheap to live here at least. Well, that's great. There's nothing wrong with living cheap. You can spend your money on other things. Oops, sorry, sir. The Northeast, however, this is not cheap. By any means. There's the skaters. There's the tree. It's okay. And during the rest of the year, there's all restaurants down there. Who can name that gold guy? First guy that names that gold guy gets a shout out on some video next week. Yeah, it is a huge tree. I believe it came from Pennsylvania this year. I could be wrong. I don't know if you can see the support wires that actually hold it up. It's big. We'll go underneath it. So that's ice skating rink number 2. Skate rentals are extremely expensive here. We'll take a stroll around Rock Center. NYPD and his buddy.
Gunter? Gunter. Oh, he knew his name too. He looked at us.
What a good boy. He's got a badge and everything.
So is he like a gun sniffing or?
I thought someone was flying.
New York finest. And their dogs. Something's going on the skating rink. Not sure what. Autumn, the tree usually comes down the first week of January without much fanfare. There's a lot more fanfare when it goes up.
Yeah. You have to sign up for a time.
And from what I understand, I don't know the specifics, but it's recycled. I don't know whether it goes into building homes for the homeless or one type of recycling or another. It doesn't get thrown into a dump, that's for sure. It's hard enough to walk and stay out of everyone's shot at the same time.
Yeah, you told me.
That's 30 Rock, by the way. That's where that show was supposed to be about. That's also where Live from New York, Saturday Night Live, is recorded and streamed, I should say, every Saturday night for the past, I don't know, 50 years. Habitat for Humanity. Yeah, I knew it was going to some good cause. Thank you, Deborah. We're just going to walk up Rock Center here. I want to show you guys on 6th Avenue, Radio City Music Hall. And then we'll head back up 5th, check out a couple department stores, and head on over to the plaza. So, another video on this channel, if I may say, is Top of the Rock, which is at the very top of this building. Now, it's certainly not the city's tallest observatory. That belongs to One World Trade Center. And the Empire State Building is taller as well, as far as observation decks. I think Rock is 3rd, but the cool thing about Rock is you get to see the Empire State Building and One World Trade Center, which you don't get to see from the other two. In my opinion, the best observatory here in the city. Check out that video.
I should have joked, somebody actually lives in Boston.
And again, we have Rock Center on the left, or 30 Rock, I should say, and Radio City. This is all part of Rockefeller Center, including Radio City. All part of Rock Center. But the main building is on the left here, and as you can see, the Rainbow Room, which is a great place to dine at the top. And also the NBC studios are here. As I mentioned, oh, it looks like it's snowing, but it's not. As I mentioned, the Saturday Night Live and other shows are filmed here. Top of the Rock. There you go. Check that video out. I'll go back eventually. If I remember correctly, this was about 2 years ago. It was so windy, I thought I was going to be blown off the building. But I'm a big boy, so I wasn't blown off the building. As a matter of fact, I think some people were using me as a windscreen. This intersection we're coming upon is one of the busiest intersections this time of the year. And the police actually, I don't know if they're going to do it now, we'll see when we get up there, but they actually use rope and rope off people like cattle and open it up every once in a while for everyone to cross. It doesn't look like they're doing it now, but. And as we approach 6th Avenue, or Avenue of the Americas, as it's also known, when we get to the intersection, you'll see Fox Studios. If any of you guys are Fox News fans, this is where they film. This is where their shows are recorded. And there's usually some big Christmas balls. There they are, the big Christmas balls. So this is 6th Avenue, or Avenue of the Americas. As I said, this is where Fox News does their shows. Those balls have been there, well, they're only there during Christmas time, but they've been there every season for years. That never changes. I don't remember those candy canes, but they might have been there a couple times too. If you go up about 5 blocks, you see those trees up there? That's Central Park. We're going to end up in there eventually. But I wanted to show you guys Radio City. Beautiful, iconic theater. I'm going to cross the street here. Like I said, this is one of the worst intersections for pedestrians. Not bad now, but at night it becomes hard to navigate. Let me stop off in front of these Rockettes and check the chat before we head back up to 5th. Autumn wants to super chat me $1,000. That's not necessary, Autumn, but I appreciate the sentiment. Hello, Jeff. Happy holidays to you. Thank you, Johnny P. Mafaton, welcome. Hi, New York. Be safe. New York is crazy. It is crazy. It's crazy good. And right now we're in front of Rock Center. We are going to head back up 50th Street, West 50th. New York City is a very easy city to navigate. It's a grid. Until you get downtown, then it goes crazy. But it's basically just like a sheet of graph paper. It's just a grid. And every street, like West 50th, then 51st is going to be eastbound. It takes you about, 2 or 3 minutes to get the knack of this city, and you can get around pretty easily. Very easy. Like I said, until you get like around Canal Street and south, then it's just a hodgepodge and it's very easy to get lost. We're heading back to 5th. We're going to pass a couple more department stores. Trump Plaza will be, let me see if, I said we're going to go to Saks. Does anyone want to go to Saks? Let me know. I'll be more than happy to stop inside for a minute or two. They do decorate beautifully inside. Mafaton, you gotta hit the Hala Guys food court. There's lots of Hala Guys here. I don't know which one in particular you're referring to, but they're everywhere. I would love to do a live stream from Central Park. We're gonna hit Central Park later in this video if my camera holds up. But it's like I said, one of my favorite places on earth. And I would love to take you guys around there. Central Park, even if you're an expert at the park, takes 2 full days to get through. Central Park is 1/4 the size of Manhattan. New York City has the most green space than any other city in the world. All right, no one mentioned Saks, but I really want to go there to show you guys. I won't stay long. In and out, just something that I don't think this video would be complete without you seeing. There is a Lego store around here. I love Legos. They have gotten crazy expensive. There's a VW bus and a Beatles yellow submarine that I believe are over $200 for each. It's crazy. Speaking of which, I have a couple videos of me building Legos time-lapsed. I think it's the Empire State Building and the Statue of Liberty. All right, here we are back on 5th. We have Saks Fifth Avenue on the right, St. Patrick's Cathedral on the left. We're gonna head into Saks, take a look at their windows. Mafatone, 6th Avenue, 53rd Street, great food, cheap, the halal guys. Support Jeff from New York. Jeff New Yorker here. Just came back from New York City on Tuesday, missed it already. Definitely go to Saks and stroll the north to Central Park to the plaza. That's my intention, Omar. Omar, welcome to the stream. And that's exactly what I plan on doing. This, by the way, I do plan on coming to the St. Patrick's Parade. They didn't have any for the past 2 years. There is a video. Let me try to do this without knocking people over. There is a video from 2 years ago. And it marches right down this, which is 5th Avenue. And the best place to get a seat or a stand is right here in front of the promenade. It's a great view of the parade. So I'm going to walk along the windows here, show you the windows here at Saks. We'll step inside for just a moment or two. They do decorate beautifully, just like Macy's if you missed the beginning of this live stream. And if you did, it will be posted later next week. I might have to scrub it for some copyright issues or something or other, but if not, it'll be up earlier. By the way, coming here at night is almost impossible to get close to these windows. Very dramatic, kind of like Circus Circus.
Okay.
And if you think the reflection is bad now on the windows, at night it's worse. It makes for horrible photography. Unless you're a professional, which I certainly am not. Dreaming of a holiday on the beach. That sounds like you, Deborah. Dreaming of holiday gaming. Any gamers out there? I never got into gaming. I wish I did. I'd probably make a fortune on YouTube. Dreaming of a holiday under the rainbow. Did you know strawberry is the only fruit that has its seeds on the outside, and the average strawberry has 300 seeds? The things you learn on this channel. Grand Fatone Macy's does have nice windows. We just walked past them a little earlier. I kind of, yeah, the reflection's getting kind of bad here. I kind of appreciate the Saks windows better. A little more classier. Macy's is more geared towards kids. Check out the dude in the sequin suit. Yeah, the windows are a little more dramatic. And by the way, they wrap around the building. You could just spend hours going around the building. We're not going to spend hours going around the building. We're going to go in the building, check out their, I'm assuming, beautiful decorations, because they never let me down before. Pac-Man, FAO Schwartz moved. They lost their base across the street from the plaza, and they are a couple blocks away, right here at Rock Center, I believe. I did a video, once again, of FAO Schwartz. I actually have a video of the original one across the street from the plaza, and the new one here at, somewhat new one here at Rock Center. It's a great store to hang into. Very Disney-like. I mean, the staff is just very attentive, and everything is perfect. I keep losing you guys, so no need to worry. I'm heading back outside. We'll head back up 5th and go to the plaza. I didn't think connectivity would be an issue, but apparently in this store it is, so. Omar, yeah, I mentioned the Saks Fifth Avenue light show earlier. It is one of the best things, and it's comical how people run from Rockefeller Center to see the Saks show and then run back across the street when the light show's over. It drives the police here on Fifth Avenue crazy every half hour. I'm heading outside because the connection in there wasn't too good. And actually the decorations weren't as nice as I thought they would be. Coming up here on the right, one of the most beautiful buildings in the world. I'm gonna go inside. I'm not gonna get past security. I'm not even gonna try, but I'm hoping I can give you guys a shot of the inside of this beautiful building. And I mentioned St. Patrick's Day Parade is held on Fifth Avenue. It runs right in front of, where else? St. Patrick's Cathedral. There's Atlas holding up the world. By the way, no one guessed Prometheus, the name of that golden guy. At, God, that's beautiful. At the Rockefeller ice skating rink. All right, let's see how far we can get in here. This place was completely renovated. It took years. It's been done over the past, I'm going to say 4 or 5 years. Completely redone. I'm going to ask if I can go in while streaming, and I might lose connectivity, I'm not sure. Can I go in with this? I got the okay.
You're on video live. I just want
Yeah.
to check your backpack.
Oh, okay.
Are you live streaming?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, they wanted to check my backpack because of the video. And then the guy asked me if I was live streaming. I told him I was. And he let me continue without checking my backpack, which was super cool. I just have one of those faces. I don't want to talk too much while I'm in here, but Deborah, you should have just let them know you're from New York City and they probably would have let you in. He's going to find your gun. I think I might have burst into flames when I walked in there. Well, with all the candles, you just might have. Let me get closer to the altar. There is a beautiful area in the back of the altar. I'm not going to go through it today, but it's back there. And it goes all the way around the altar. And there's lots of like historical items there and lots of history. Simply beautiful. I'm gonna head back out. And again, it goes back there. I'm sure there's a video that I have on the channel if you want to see it. But I'm going to be back here in the city revisiting a lot of these places a couple years later. Of course, I took my New York cap off. I learned a lesson when I was in New Orleans. I walked into the church in Jackson Square with a baseball cap on, and I was quickly told to remove my cap for respect. And I never overlook that detail now when I walk into a church. So there we are, St. Patrick's Cathedral. Didn't think we'd get in there. Security was kind of cool. I have one of those faces. I am not, however, going to attempt to get into Trump Plaza, which is right up the street here, because that's like airport security. I don't think you have to take your shoes off, but they go through everything, and you have to go through a metal detector, and quite frankly, it would take me half an hour just to unwire myself right now. So we're going to walk up a couple blocks, and we'll have the plaza on our left and Central Park. Let me see. Oregon Fire. I don't mean to be negative, but you need a gimbal. The camera is all over the place. I know, and I mentioned that earlier in the video, Oregon Fire. I'm using a handheld phone for lots of reasons today. I do have a gimbal, but I'm not using it today. And I mentioned earlier in the video that it's going to be a shaky video because I want to get into places where a gimbal is just not convenient, I guess you could say that. So it is what it is. And no, that wasn't negative. That's a constructive criticism, which I appreciate. I'm not religious, but it's a nice looking church. It's a beautiful church. Jeff, I'm in New York, has a gimbal, but it looks like a sawed-off cousin. Pac-Man, you remember me saying that, and that's the truth. My gimbal, and I think most gimbals, when you walk into a building, looks like a sawed-off shotgun. So most people are aware of other people walking into buildings these days with suspicious-looking items, and my gimbal is definitely a suspicious-looking item. If I'm walking the streets or the Las Vegas Strip or the Atlantic City Boardwalk, I have no problem carrying a gimbal. But when I go into buildings, especially in New York City, I'm not going to use a gimbal. And I know there's New York City bloggers. Most of them do use gimbals. But I prefer not to. I just feel more comfortable. And so do the people around me. Jan D, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas, Jeff. Thanks for all you do. Thank you. A couple super chats today. I appreciate that, guys. We have about 3 or 4 more blocks before we hit the plaza. Then we're going to head through the park a little bit, go to Columbus Circle, which is where we're going to finish. But that's quite a ways from here. Meanwhile, we'll pass Trump Tower. I believe I called it Trump Plaza before. That's the Atlantic City person in me. It's Trump Tower. And we'll pass Tiffany. There's some very high-end jewelers coming up here. And on the left-hand side, I'm trying to think of the name of the store. Well, I'll remember it as soon as I see it, I guess. But there's a store on the left-hand side that kicked me out 2 years ago for videotaping. They gave me a warning, and I ignored it. I was kind of new to vlogging, and I eventually got kicked out of the store. And I don't blame them. I've learned in my short vlogging experience that when people say don't do something, you just don't do it when it comes to vlogging. Especially in casinos and secure areas. Rotel, not using a gimbal, such a rebel. That's me. It's what you call raw video. Rotel, he wanted to channel his inner Michael J. Fox. Okay. Not funny. Harry Winston. This is the guy or the business that gives or lends all the jewelry to the Oscar nominees. Let's take a look at this little necklace. That's one stone. There's no price, but you know what they say. If you have to ask, you can't afford it. Pac-Man heading to Prax. I don't know what that is. Happy holidays, guys. Pac-Man, thank you for everything. Thank you for being a loyal viewer. I appreciate you tuning in. If you get a chance, check out the end of this video sometime next week if you get a chance. Tony, welcome to the vlog. Good to see you live. Thank you. We're on 5th Avenue right now, heading towards the plaza in Central Park. We visited Macy's, the library, Bryant Park, Rockefeller Center, Radio City, Saks Fifth Avenue. We just came out of St. Patrick's Cathedral. We're about to walk in front of Trump Tower and head across the street to the plaza. And we'll go inside there and show you all their decorations. They have a beautiful food court downstairs at the plaza. It's kind of like a New York City secret. And it's not, you know, like Burger King and stuff. It's a high-end food, but it is still fast food. This is Trump Plaza. Trump Tower. If I say Trump Plaza one more time, well, just keep correcting me. I don't care.
It's nice. I'm gonna fucking.
Someone just dropped an F-bomb on my video. There's Trump. Who knew we'd be here? We're gonna take a peek inside. It looks like security isn't what it used to be. They used to have metal detectors and everything here. I think I'm losing connectivity, but there's a beautiful atrium in this building. I didn't expect to get in here. 45th President of the United States. They renamed the bar 45, appropriately, I guess. Atrium. I remember coming here with my mom when the place first opened up. I think we had cocktails down there. Or dessert. I don't know if I was old enough for cocktails. Well, I'm making up for it now, I guess. Anyway, we're not going to do a tour of Trump Plaza, or Trump Tower, if I say plaza one more time. But I didn't think we'd be able to get in this far, so glad we did. Off to the plaza. Tiffany is right around the corner here. Here's Tiffany. Another place I've gotten in trouble for videotaping, but I managed to get a good solid 5-10 minutes in there. So I guess this is their answer to Smash and Grab, which is what you guys are talking about. It's a video with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Interesting. So Bergdorf Goodman, that's the place I was trying to think of that I was eventually kicked out of because I continued to I gotta pay attention. Yeah, I was kicked out of Bergdorf. It's a beautiful store. Definitely not going in there today. They probably have my face posted in the security office. But right around the corner here from Bergdorf is the plaza. This is 57th. I believe the Museum of Modern Art is right down there. It's another old video. The Metropolitan Museum of Art is all the way up, probably a good 2 miles on 5th Avenue here. And the Museum of Natural History, the Science Museum, along with its planetarium, is on the west side of Central Park, right by the Dakota, John Lennon's old digs. And again, I'd love to do a video live stream from Central Park someday, maybe this spring. There's the Apple Store across the street. Nothing fancy schmancy right now, but when that was built years ago, that glass cube was considered pretty fancy for a retail store. And here's the plaza. Deborah, that store is a mess. What store? Bergdorf? Apple? By the way, someone was asking about FAO Schwartz. It was right there across the street. It's under gear now. The new FAO Schwartz is in Rock Center. We'll see if we can get into the plaza. We'll check around, see if we can find Kevin. Maybe even Donald Trump. And of course, across the street, Central Park. We're gonna head in there. Head west a little bit, end up in Columbus Circle Market. And end the video there in a little while. But it appears my battery's holding up, so we'll forge forward. Okay, so the sign, there's security here, says registered hotel guests and patrons only. So that's not us. Let me go back across the street. I have a beautiful Christmas video from the plaza on this channel if you're interested in seeing it. It won't be part of today's live. It's funny because I said, well, I won't have any problem at the plaza. I'll have it at Trump Tower and St. Patrick's Cathedral. And just the opposite happened. So, lots of people have different answers for these fountains in New York City during the winter. For the most part, all the parks plant evergreens in them. The plaza actually used to do that. This is the first time I'm seeing this display. But because the water needs to be turned off for the winter, lots of them plant trees and evergreens and stuff for the winter until the spring comes along. Then they remove them and the water's turned back on. And you have Fifth Avenue, which unofficially turns into Central Park East right here, but it's still called Fifth Avenue. We're going to cross and head into the park. If we were to go straight, that's what they call Museum Mile. Again, it's the Museum of the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Guggenheim, what else is up there? The Whitney, a couple other ones. That's a beautiful walk. It's all tree lined. Guess what? I have a video of those museums on this channel. Check it out. This is Grand Army Plaza. We are now officially in the southeast corner of Central Park. The buildings here are some of the most expensive real estate in the world. And of course they have wonderful views of the park. Deborah, no Apple. I haven't been in an Apple store in a couple of years. Last time I was there, it seemed like everything was out of stock. They had no displays, no nothing. Keith Gehring. Ladies and gentlemen, live from the UK, it's Keith Gehring. Welcome, buddy. How are things in the UK? Rotel, it's not cold at all. It's like in the 60s. It's like a spring day. I'm dressed for New York, which means I have a backpack that I could remove my jacket and put in the backpack if I like. But it's so beautiful. We'll check out some horses too. A controversial subject here, politically and even non-politically. These horses and buggies are a controversial subject here. I don't know, every time I pass them, they seem very happy. They certainly eat well, I know that. Actually, that would make a great video. Someday I'm going to do that for you guys. I'll rent a horse and buggy. Maybe I'll do a giveaway and ride with one of you subscribers. All right, we're heading into Central Park. I know this park like the back of my hand. It's huge. Like I said, it takes about 2 days to get through if you want to see everything. But I am very familiar with this park. I could walk around it blind, God forbid. And this area that we're coming upon now is called the Lake, which runs along 59th Street, which is right there. We're going to walk further into the park and see Woolman Rink, our third and final ice skating rink for this video. Sax player. I try to keep sax and violence off my videos, but sometimes I just can't help it. A little sax and violence never hurt anybody. Let's go down and look at the lake. Why am I walking up here? Keith, they are terrible with this new virus going around. Omicron. Can't wait to get over to the USA. Keith, I'm concerned about the UK and their situation. I think you have a trip planned shortly to Vegas. And my fingers are crossed. All of our fingers are crossed for you to finally get there. But things are not looking good over there. And they're not getting better here, by the way. Again, this is called the pond. I might have said the lake before. I meant the pond. Look at these skyscrapers. They're just building them all super high and super skinny. They all have a small footprint, which you need in Manhattan, because land is so expensive. So instead of building out, they build up. And they're all built to sway, by the way. So on a windy day, if you're up there in the penthouse, it's like being on a boat. I love this park. Any time of the year. So we're slowly heading west through the park. We're going to pass Woolman Rink. I'm not sure if it's open. It's Friday. It should be open. But it is kind of early. What time is it? 2 o'clock here in New York. This is going pretty quickly. Which is kind of good because I didn't really want a 4-hour video. And I'm sure you guys didn't either. I already hear the John Lennon songs. We're nowhere near Strawberry Fields, by the way. That's on the other side of the park. Well, if I must say so myself, not too many viewers, which I didn't expect that many. Again, it's a New York video, not a Las Vegas or Atlantic City video. But as far as the content, I'm really happy the way things are going. And that encourages me to do more live streams when I am in Vegas and when I am in Atlantic City. Deborah, have you ever encountered Willie G there? The poet of New York City. But he sadly died in 2015. I have no idea who you're talking about, Deborah. I'd like to find out, though. I always wanted a bench named after me. They're $5,000 to get your name put on a bench here. Someday when I'm long gone, like I said, I'd like my ashes spread here and have my name on a bench. One of my favorite places. We'll go over that bridge. This is Woolman Rink. Donald Trump built this. Actually, the city tried to build it for several years, and they just couldn't seem to get it done. Trump, regardless of what you think of him, got it done in a matter of months. And it's been a big New York City hangout for years now. I used to climb these rocks when I was a kid. And I've fallen a few times, which explains my lapse of memory. That building in the background is called the Dairy.
There's stairs inside.
This area of the park was known for being built for children. And the Dairy actually used to be where the kids used to go for milk and snacks years ago when it was first built in the 1800s. Nothing in this park is natural. All the water features are man-made, all the trees were planted. This was nothing but soil and rocks when a couple hundred years ago when Manhattan was getting started. Everything in this park is planned out. Up there is the Check and Checkers house. And unfortunately, I have the sun in the lens, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. That's Wallman Rink. Across the street in the background, you can see the plaza. We're going to continue west through the park, and we'll get to Columbus Circle and the Columbus Circle Market. It's like a pop-up mall for the holidays, outdoors, arts and crafts and food and stuff. And across the street from Columbus Circle is the Time Warner building, which is where CNN has their headquarters.
Exactly, this bucket is in that apartment, I've heard lots of things. I didn't know. That would be really
Keith, last trip was canceled for September, and I was coming over in April, but doesn't look good. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Keith. That's a shame. My son is coming over hopefully in January to New York and then traveling all over the world. Well, hopefully he'll be able to do that. This is Drip Rock Arch. All these arches have names. I actually, believe it or not, have a video on all the arches of Central Park. Autumn, I would hope no trips to Vegas get canceled. That sounds horrible. It wouldn't be the first time. I hope not too. Actually, I have a trip planned in March. Keith, love Central Park, and it looks really busy. Where's the hot dog sellers? I'll tell you what, if I find one, they're not in the park, they're pretty much along the edges. If I find one, I'll pick up a dirty water dog for you, Keith. Keith, what's the weather like now in the UK? I'm assuming you're in London. That's maybe a bad assumption, but I'm assuming you're in London. Even the restroom buildings are beautiful in Central Park. They're not that beautiful on the inside, trust me, but the building itself is beautiful. And they're all over the park, so it's pretty convenient. And of course, as usual, a long line for the ladies' room. No line for the men's room.
Juliana, mas aí cheguei aqui e senti que já começaram alguns fechamentos. Aqui assim, tá bom.
So we're walking along the southern edge of Central Park. That's 59th Street in the background, also known as Central Park South. And we're making our way west. Those glass buildings in the background are Time Warner, which is where CNN's headquarters are.
I'll hold this part because it's really heavy. Pretend that you're holding it right under your shoulder the way you're supposed to wait. You stay there. Put this right here. Put your arm underneath. Put your arm underneath like this. And there you go. Back and forth.
About another 5-10 minutes, we'll be at the western edge of the park. And we'll check out the Columbus Market. So this park goes way back, all the way to Harlem. It doesn't go back to 125th Street. I believe it's, oh, I know I'm going to get corrected, but it's somewhere in the 90s. Columbia University is back there. You pass the reservoir, tons of beautiful arches. In the springtime, it's all loaded with cherry blossoms. And they have the jogging trails around here. And of course, there's Central Park Zoo, and it's just huge. And if you go in that direction, which is kind of northwest, you'll come to the Dakota, John Lennon's old house. He and Yoko pretty much bought up a good portion of that building. And right across the street from the Dakota is Strawberry Fields, the area in this park that was dedicated to John Lennon. There's a beautiful mosaic there. It's a big round circle that people stand around, and it's got the word Imagine in the middle of it. Deborah, my battery is dying and I can't stay for the whole video, but check you later. Great video. Thanks, Jeff. Merry Christmas, everyone. Peace. Deborah, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. I thought my battery would go before you guys, but apparently I'm doing pretty good here, so. That's cute. Laugh out loud. What am I? You're probably talking about the little violin player. There's another arch. There's arches everywhere. Some of them are cast iron, some of them are wooden, some of them are stone. And of course, why move the boulder? Just pave around it. What a Merry Christmas. Devin Pixie, hi Jeff, can't wait to see all the Xmas decorations. Looks like a lovely day there. Will you be walking past the Plaza Hotel? That would be nice to see. Devin, you missed a little bit of this video because I did all that already. The video is going to wind down in a little bit when we get to Columbus Circle here. But no worries, it'll be posted on the channel in a day or two after it's what they call scrubbed for issues. And you can watch the whole thing then. Yes, we did pass the plaza. We started off at Macy's, the library, Bryant Park, Saks, Rock Center, St. Patrick's Cathedral, Trump Plaza, walked around the plaza, and now we're in Central Park heading to Columbus Circle. Which is right in front of us. By the way, these bicyclers, they don't stop. There's no such thing as pedestrian has the right of way. They'll just run you over.
Oh, no, I'm not suggesting we walk all the way. So you're gonna go
Here. Archer, here. Okay, fine.
Yes, mini Mozart. Devin, sorry Jeff, just joined the video. We'll stay with it now, then watch from the beginning. Thanks. No problem, Devin. I think most of the viewers will watch the reruns as opposed to the live stream. I'm really not a live streamer, so I don't expect too many people to watch my streams unless I start doing more of them. But they do watch the videos once they're posted.
You have to wear a mask.
And this is the Columbus Circle,
Yep.
Columbus Circle holiday shop area. Not as large as the Union Square one, but it'll give you a good taste of what they're about. Let's walk around a little bit.
Oh, that?
Hands after you taste them?
Sorry guys, it's really crowded here. There we go. Lots of food in this area. Some moccasins. I have a thing for moccasins. Some of you know that. Some fresh cider. Italian donuts. Hot chocolate.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, I'm in for that. It's like all this.
Someone just walked past with a nice lobster roll. A waffle specialty place.
Right down this aisle.
Sea Park. Lots of hats and scarves. This, of course, is always here, part of Columbus Circle. Columbus himself should be right around the corner here. Another controversial thing here in the city. They're talking about removing him from his circle. And there he is. I don't know if you can see him. You see the street lights? Look right underneath them, and you'll see a cement dude standing there in the middle of the circle. That's Columbus. See if we can get a better picture of the circle. That globe there is the subway, and that's where I might take my ride back to Macy's, or I just might walk back. I don't know. My legs are holding up pretty good. The weather's beautiful. I might just walk back to Macy's. There's Columbus. There's Time Warner Building, where CNN records all their shows. There's a big mall in there. I'm not going to go there today, but there's videos there. The Time Warner Mall. Let's head back to the Columbus Circle Holiday Festival here. Look at all these lanterns and lights and dishware. Beautiful.
And that is something I've been like, well, you can go get them up. Right, obviously.
Not that it's very important. There you know.
Hairy lobster roll, that's kind of gross.
I did.
Yeah, the market in Union Square is much larger. Or at least it used to be. I haven't been to that one in a while either, but I'm sure it's still larger. Union Square, also known for their farmers market all year long. Fresh fruits and vegetables outside. See if they have anything around the corner here, and then we'll wrap this video up. So we started out on 34th Street. We ended up here on Central Park South, or 59th Street. We did a lot of walking in between, so we walked probably a good 30-35 blocks today, which goes pretty quickly here in Manhattan. The streets aren't that long. Not like a block in Vegas, that's for sure. A lot of Christmas ornaments, soaps.
Oh no! Why not? You're welcome.
That's pretty much it, folks. We got in everything I wanted to get in a little under 2.5 hours. Not bad. This is Central Park West. If you go all the way down there, about a mile, you'll come to the Dakota. And like I said, across the street here in Central Park, directly across from the Dakota, is Strawberry Fields. And if you walk all the way up to about 100th Street, you'll come to the southern edge of Harlem, at the northern edge of Central Park. Harlem, another community that's been recorded here on the New York channel, so check that out. But that's pretty much it here for today. I hope you guys had a good time. 2.5 hours, much longer than my usual videos, but if you didn't catch all of it, it should be up on the channel in a couple days or two. And that's it. Have a great weekend. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you guys for the super chats, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.